Have you ever laid in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, and wondered, have I truly lived right? Is there something I should have done differently? Or worse, if only I could go back. I've had those nights, more than I'd like to admit. When I turned 50, something shifted. I stopped measuring life by accomplishments and started reflecting in silence. A silence filled with memories, regrets, and a wish. A wish that I had known a few things earlier. Today, I want to share with you the 5 mistakes I wish I had avoided in life. Maybe you'll see yourself in some of them. And just maybe hearing this now could help you live with fewer regrets later. Because sometimes happiness isn't about doing more. It's about doing less of the wrong things. 1. Neglecting my health until my body forced me to listen. In my younger years, I believed I was invincible. I worked 12-hour days, skipped meals, lived on caffeine, and thought, I'll rest when I'm successful. I didn't listen when my back started aching. I ignored the sleepless nights, the heart palpitations, the fatigue. Then one morning, my body simply gave up. It didn't collapse all at once. It crumbled after years of silent neglect. A doctor told me something I'll never forget. Your body doesn't betray you. It warns you. You just didn't listen. I wish I had moved my body more, eaten better, gone for regular checkups. These days, a morning walk, a glass of warm water, and a calm heartbeat bring me more joy than any promotion ever did. Because without health, nothing else truly matters. 2. Not planning my finances, living paycheck to paycheck. Live it up while you're young, they said. So I did. I spent freely, celebrated every payday, bought things I didn't need to impress people I barely knew. But then life happened. My dad fell sick. My child got into college. My job faced cutbacks. And suddenly I had no safety net, only stress. That was the moment I realized earning money is one thing, managing it wisely is another. I wish I had learned about saving, investing, and building an emergency fund earlier. Because peace of mind isn't bought with a big paycheck. It comes from knowing you're financially prepared for the unexpected. 3. Putting work before family and ending up feeling alone. I'm working hard for my family, I told myself. That's what I believed when I missed birthdays, skipped dinners, stayed late at the office. I thought they'd understand, that one day they'd thank me. But one night, I came home to a quiet house. My child had stopped asking for bedtime stories. My spouse had learned to eat alone. My parents grew older without me noticing. I realized I had been there for their needs, but not for their moments. And moments are what make up a life. If I could go back, I'd shut the laptop earlier. I'd sit longer at the dinner table. I'd call my mother more often and hug my kid tighter. Because time with loved ones is never wasted and never refundable. 4. Living by others' expectations and forgetting who I was for years, I played a role in someone else's script. I studied what my parents wanted, took a job society approved of, bought things to prove I was successful. But inside I felt empty. I used to love writing. I used to dream of painting. I wanted to travel solo, but I buried those dreams to fit in. It took me 50 years to ask myself, am I living the life I chose or the one I was told to live? I wish I had dared to listen to my inner voice sooner, because in the end, nobody else walks in your shoes. You owe it to yourself to live your truth, not someone else's version of it. 5. Holding on to anger and not forgiving myself. I held grudges for years. Against a friend who betrayed me, against family who hurt me, and worst of all, against myself. I punished myself for past mistakes. I replayed bad decisions in my head, again and again. But all it did was drain my spirit. Anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It wasn't until I learned to forgive others and myself that I felt light again. Not because I forgot what happened, but because I finally let go of carrying it. I wish I had forgiven sooner. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's freedom. They say life slows down after 50, but for me, it's become richer, deeper, and more meaningful. I've learned that slowing down doesn't mean giving up. It means being intentional. Letting go doesn't mean failure. It means choosing peace. And loving yourself isn't selfish. It's the foundation for loving others well. If you're watching this, I hope you know it's never too late to start living fully. not by chasing more, but by cherishing what truly matters. Because happiness isn't out there somewhere. It's found in how we live today. If this message resonated with you, please share this video with someone.